What's up, YouTube? CHF here, bringing you another episode of Coaching Handheld Football, and this video is presented by the EA Game Changers program. Thanks so much to EA for giving me early access to the game so I could bring this content to you. And today, we are going to be doing a 4-part series breaking down the best captains and coaches for each scheme. So we're going to go through, look at every single captain, every single coach, all maxed out, and give you what you need to think about who you want to be your captain and coach long term. So starting it out, the first West Coast captain that you are going to get is Jimmy Garoppolo, and as you can see, we've got him maxed out to level 15 there, so this would be his final stats. Want to go over a couple of different things here, guys. So you're going to have on the captains the stats, and then you've got these two things over here to the right that we're going to talk about and analyze. So the overdrive is basically saying that it's going to take 15 seconds to get 1 point on that 5-point overdrive meter bar that you would use to spend your coach tactics. The other thing we're going to talk about is the captain bonus. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo is the first West Coast captain that you are going to get in the game. So if you want to go West Coast, he's probably going to be who you're going to use on day one. However, his captain bonus is going to work, and as you level him up, the amount of points that you get for completing that will rise, but basically his bonus is achieved by getting 5 completions of 10 yards or less. That's it. Doesn't matter who it's to, doesn't matter whether it's 1 yard or 9 yards, 5 completions of 10 yards or less, and you are going to get the captain bonus on Jimmy Garoppolo. Not a bad choice here, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about next who I think is potentially the best West Coast captain, and that is Todd Gurley. He's a West Coast halfback, which means you can put him either in the running back spot or the fullback spot. And taking a look at his stats there, decently fast. You'll see that speed is definitely not as generous in Madden Overdrive as it has been in prior ones. Now, one thing to note, his overdrive meter does fill slower. So Garoppolo's fills in 15 seconds per point. It's going to take 17 seconds per point for Todd Gurley. However, look at his captain bonus. When he is maxed out, 200 points for getting 8 receptions with your halfback. So that could be a screen pass to your halfback, a flat route to your halfback, but 8 receptions with your halfback, doesn't matter if it's 1 yard or a touchdown, is going to get you a 200-point bonus, which is the largest bonus of any West Coast captain. Moving on from the next captain, we are going to get offensive guard, which is going to be Brandon Sheriff. And as you can see there, his stats are pretty decent. His overdrive meter is in between Garoppolo and Gurley at 16 seconds. And for his max captain bonus, you will get 165 points with 8 receptions with your wide receivers. So if you're putting a wide receiver in the slot instead of a tight end, you have potentially 3 people that you can throw it to get his bonus. And as you can see, stats are pretty good. The other thing is he is a guard, so it's not replacing a skill position. So if you've got skill positions, receivers, quarterbacks that you like, when you're using your captain in overdrive mode, your captain is playing. So if you've got Garoppolo and your favorite quarterback is, say, Carson Wentz, and you have Carson Wentz, Garoppolo is going to be your quarterback if he is your captain in overdrive mode. So there's Brandon Sheriff there. Next up is Larry Fitzgerald, West Coast wide receiver. Taking a look at his final stats there. Now, his overdrive meter fills up faster than any of the other captains here. Takes only 14 seconds to get a point. However, you'll see, even maxed out, his captain bonus is extremely easy to get, but it is not worth a lot of points. 6 receptions. I mean, that's almost guaranteed. It doesn't matter who it's to, just 6 receptions and you'll get it. However, it's only worth 100 points. So in my mind, not the greatest captain bonus, because that bonus can be used to really change the game. And then our final West Coast captain is going to be Tom Brady. And as you can see, looking at his stats there, his overdrive meter is just like Brandon Sheriff's there at 16 seconds. And his captain bonus, as you know, the Tom Brady to Gronk connection has been money for years. So his captain bonus is 165 points for getting 8 receptions with your tight end. So those are all of the captains. Again, I gave you kind of my opinion. I think with the huge bonus available and the fact that Todd Gurley opens up pretty early, and since the West Coast scheme has a lot of flat routes and ways to get the ball to the running back, I personally think that Todd Gurley is the best. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's all the captains, guys. Next, we're going to move on to coaches, starting with the first West Coast coach that you will unlock, Kyle Shanahan. And what we're going to do is look at the tactics as well as the playbook. So when we look here, he's going to have two sets of defensive skill trees. Basically, the purple one, which is West Coast, the orange one, which is spread. And this is what they're going to do. Minor blanket coverage. Again, this is max. They get better as you level him up. Basically going to increase man coverage, increase pursuit, and then increase your defense to protect the sticks. And that is basically going to throw a challenge at your opponent with all of these defensive ones where they will have to complete that challenge or give you the amount of points shown on the card. Next, you have the kind of spread ones there, which is going to boost acceleration of your front seven, boost finesse moves of your defensive line, pursuit for your linebackers, and major minimal gains, which is basically going to give acceleration to your front seven, finesse moves to your line, and pursuit to your linebackers. Then it also has offensive tactics. These offensive tactics apply to you for the whole game. So pass attempt bonus, +5 points for each pass attempt is one of them. Tempo passing is going to improve route running, quarterback throw accuracy short. Major tempo passing is going to increase catch and traffic, route running, and throw accuracy short. So those are the tactics that are used in Overdrive. I want to go over the playbook as well. As your coaches level up, they will give you additional plays that can be used in any game mode with that coach. So as you can see, you're going to get short passes, runs, play action passes, and long passes. So just because it's a West Coast coach does not mean it's only going to give you West Coast plays. So there are the first 6 plays that it'll unlock for Shanahan. There are the next 6, including HB Go, fullback slant in, fullback blast, so on and so forth. And then the final ones that are going to unlock there are going to be San Francisco tight end attack. Those are what the routes look like. I'm sure we'll do additional videos in the future breaking down some of these plays. But moving on, next we're going to look at Sean McVay here and take a look at his tactics. So his tactics there, he's basically got the defensive tactics of smash mouth and spread. Basically, those are what you're looking like. Your defensive line can get some strength, linebackers acceleration, defensive line block shedding, linebackers acceleration, and then defensive line acceleration, defensive line, and linebackers block shedding. Minimal gains is basically going to give more acceleration to your front seven. Inside QB contain is going to increase the ability to contain the quarterback. That's something you'd want to use against a spread player, for example, who's going to be using a lot of quarterback runs or quarterback scrambles. And then this one's pretty interesting. Again, designed to shut down spread. Wide receiver and quarterback rushing yards are worth 75% less points. So if your opponent is using a mobile quarterback and gashing you with quarterback runs, this can be a way to minimize the points that they get for doing that. Then on offensive tactics, you're going to adjust your offense to increase your opponent's chance to adjust to outside. Again, West Coast is a ton of drag routes, slant routes, so if they're guarding the outside, going to open up the inside of the field for you. Halfback and tight end reception bonuses, +7 points for each halfback or tight end reception. Now think about this. If you're pairing this with a Todd Gurley, for example, where you're going to try to be getting halfback receptions to get that captain bonus, if you're going to get +7 points for each halfback reception, these guys can work together. And then finally, halfback, +5 acceleration, tight end, +5 catching, and quarterback, +4 throw accuracy short. Those are the offensive skill trees for this Sean McVay. And then on the playbook, as you can see there, again, just going to hold these up, look over them. Again, every single captain is going to give, or every single coach is going to give you all different types of plays as you level them up. So even though it's a West Coast coach, does not mean you're only going to get short West Coast plays. So there we go. Moving on from McVay, next up we have Jay Gruden of the Washington Redskins. We'll take a look at his tactics real quick. Defensively, he's got the ones there to shut down the long pass of vertical, as well as the rushing game of smash mouth. Going to point out some things of notes. Basically, increasing your blitz is one of them. Reducing long pass points that they can get. Then rushing attacks If someone's using Smash Mouth, players earn 3 points each time their opponent attempts a rush. So if they're running the ball, you can get points just for them running the ball, whether it's stuffed or successful. Again, then you can increase the underneath coverage or boost your defensive line there and your front seven. Then on offense, you can basically improve catching, throw accuracy short, force your opponent to change, and then even boost your halfback, tight end, and quarterback there on offense. So each of these has a different tactical and strategical element. And when we look at the playbook, as you can see, got a decent amount of plays there. Just going to leave it up for a minute here while I'm talking. Let you move on, kind of take over, get an idea of what's there. You're usually going to start out with, I think, 3 or 4 plays, and then as you level up the coaches, you will get more of these. And of course, the further down this list we go, like this last one here that we're going to scroll down to, Washington Deep Dig is his level 15 play. Moving on to our final West Coast coach, it is Andy Reid. We will take a look here, and what do we see? His defensive tactics, rushing yard tax, just similar to the last one that we looked at. If they get a rushing yard, you're going to get points for that. So that means you should be passing the ball and letting them rush. No passing is basically going to help your corners get in better man coverage, your safeties, middle linebackers better hit power, and then major no passing is going to increase man coverage as well as play recognition. Now, Andy Reid has 2 different offensive boosts, so this is kind of 2 different trees, basically, that you can go there. Forcing outside coverage, we talked about that one, plus points for halfback or tight end receptions, and then boosting the tempo passing. And then it also has some boosts for spread, such as better route running, catching, reducing the scramble play cooldown by 1 play. Normally, when you scramble, you have to wait 4 plays without being able to scramble. In this case, you'd only have to wait 3. And then finally, a wide receiver and quarterback rushing boost. So even though this is a West Coast coach, it's very clear that with this double offensive tree, he could be a great coach to use for a spread offense. So those are his offensive tactic trees and his defensive tactic trees. Going to move in since he is the final West Coast coach and just take a look at his play. Seeing a familiar play coming back in the game, motion-wise stick there. And then you've got some other plays here, including halfback toss, which is a decent play there as well. Got Y stick. Then some more familiar plays here. PA pin deep. May have seen it last season. I love that play last season. It is not in the base playbook, if I'm not mistaken. So there we go. And then finally some other ones there. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there, guys. That's my thoughts on which coach and which captain within the West Coast scheme are good to use. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But if you like this video or what I'm trying to do here on the channel, go ahead and hit that like button. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. What you can count on is Madden Overdrive strategy content, all designed to help you get better at playing this game. And if you want to see what I drop, when I drop it, go ahead and hit that bell icon to join the notification squad. I love you guys. You are the best ever. I will see you later today because once again, another 4 upload day. CHF out.